G'day ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Let's Play, Let's Go, Let's See, Let's Do. And today, what the hell are we going to do? Starship Simulator. Yes folks, this is something new that I've found, thanks to somebody else on YouTube that posted it, so I thought I'd give it a look. It is an alpha, it is a game, and it's meant to be about, well, a Starship Simulator. At the moment, I've found out that there's like one bloke doing all this work. There is 2 tutorial missions, and obviously there's a simulator which is still...
Welcome to the Magellan-class Cold Start training module. My name is Ava. I'm the UN Space Fleet's AI voice assistant. In this module, we will review the correct procedure for starting up the ship's fusion reactor, and then supplying power to the vessel. The ship is currently in a cold and dark state, so for your safety, I have taken the liberty of turning on your torch for you. To begin, follow the waypoints on your HUD to the lower floor of the reactor room.
Okay, so this is built on an Unreal 5 game engine. There is one bloke actually just doing this, and apparently he's working his ass off for it. So good on him. This is a training mission, and to be very honest with you, I'm amazed at what I'm seeing so far. I mean, for one poor bastard to do all this work, I mean, good on you, mate. It is an alpha. It's definitely an alpha. Okay, don't know what the hell I'm looking at here. And again, this is the training area. Oh, hang on. We might have to fix that. But that's alright. Who am I to say anything? I'm just a guy just playing games. So there are stairs going up. That's a good thing. Star Citizen. Stairs. Keep that in mind. Especially at your space stations. So this is it's an empty room. Okay, fair enough. So we're kind of making our way to the engineering deck. And so I apologize if the...
As you can see, the reactor is offline, and none of the ship's systems are powered. Our first task is to provide power to the engineering decks, so let's make our way to the start capacitor's room. Follow the waypoints on your HUD to the startup distributor.
Okay. So to go down the stairs to come out of the back of it. Okay, fair enough. And now I have to go into this place. Just one.
As its name suggests, the startup distributor routes energy from the start capacitors to the engineering decks, and also provides the reactor with the power it needs to create the initial fusion reaction. You'll notice the device is already powered, because the start capacitors are fully charged. Let's go ahead and get some lights on by connecting all of the breakers. Start with the G-deck breakers, as indicated.
Oh, look at that. It turns the light on the side. Oh, and it also closes the circuit switch on the diagram on the panel.
And now the F-deck breakers.
This is awesome. I mean, it's just pressing buttons, but it's friggin' awesome.
And finally, the reactor supply itself. Excellent. Now we can see what we're doing. You can go ahead and turn off your torch by pressing T. The reactor controls should now be online, so let's walk back to the reactor room and take a look. Okay, so apparently there's nothing in this room yet. Oh, the door's open. Is that a map? I'll have a look at that afterwards. Okay, I'm meant to go here. Whoa, look at that. This console displays the reactor's vital information and provides you with full control over the reactor and its subsystems. On the left-hand side, we have the coolant section, which shows the liquid helium coolant flow and the condition of the magnetic field coils. On the right-hand side, we have the electrical section, which shows the reactor's main electrical bus, along with its input and output feeds. In the center, we have the reactor's main display, where we can control the fusion reaction itself. As you can see from all of these alarms, it would be impossible to initiate a stable fusion reaction under the current conditions, so let's fix that. The first thing we need to do is supply power to the reactor's internal bus, so go ahead and switch the reactor to startup mode. Great. Now that the reactor has power, we can activate the vacuum pump to start purging the confinement chamber. The chamber pressure should now be dropping. To sustain a fusion reaction, we need an internal pressure of less than 10 nanopascals. While we wait for the confinement chamber to reach its target pressure, let's take care of the reactor's fuel and coolant supplies. Exit the reactor room via the door behind you and follow the waypoints on your HUD to the cryogenic storage room.
Okay, I like this. This is very hand-holding and very good. And it's an alpha. This is also pretty freaking awesome so far. It is just a training mission.
These storage tanks hold all of the cryogenic fluids that are used to both fuel and cool the reactor. All 4 tanks are currently empty, so our first task is to begin the filling process.
Makes sense.
Let's start with the helium coolant. Head behind the storage tanks to access the helium cryo cooler.
It's at the wrong place. Okay.
The cryo coolers use a process called magnetic refrigeration to convert gas into a cryogenic fluid before pumping it into the connected storage tank. Start up the helium cryo cooler now by using the indicated control on it. Excellent. Now if you turn around, you'll find the helium refill valve located on the back wall.
Okay.
These valves control the flow of gases harvested by the ship's gas collection hardware, which is located on the underside of the forward hull.
Nice.
Go ahead and open the helium supply valve now to begin supplying the cryo cooler with helium gas. If you turn around again and inspect the display screen connected to the helium tank, you should be able to confirm that the tank is now filling with fluid.
I don't see it.
We now need to perform the same sequence of events for the other 3 tanks.
Okay.
Helium-3 is the first of 2 fuels used in the fusion reaction. As before, power up the device using its user interface.
So it's this side, helium-3. Yep, okay, on.
And now open the helium-3 refill valve behind you to start filling it. Next, we need to start filling the 2 deuterium tanks. So let's head over to the other side of the room.
Oh, hang on. What's that? Hang on. I'm with you. Okay. So that's got to fill up. All right, this is pretty freaking cool. Is it filling up? Yeah, slowly. Okay, so now I'm doing deuterium.
Deuterium, also known as heavy hydrogen, is the second of the 2 fusion fuels. We store double the amount of deuterium compared to helium-3 because deuterium also fuels the reactor's neutral beam injectors. As before, turn on the first deuterium cryo cooler. And now the first deuterium refill valve behind you. Next, turn on the second deuterium cryo cooler.
Okay.
And now the second deuterium refill valve. Okay,
Beautiful.
Perfect. All 4 storage tanks should now be filling with cryogenic fluids.
In that one.
For our next task, we now need to engage the cryo pumps in order to start supplying the reactor with everything it needs. Make your way around to the other side of the tanks and locate the deuterium tank outflow valve.
Let's have a look. Okay, that's filling, and that's filling. Okay, yeah. That one's going. Okay, so I'm just going to come back and have a look here, folks. Where's the bloody thing? Okay, that's up there. And this one. Okay, so it is definitely filling. This is pretty cool. I feel like an engineer. Okay, here.
Open the deuterium outflow valve to begin supplying fluid to its connected cryo pump.
Okay.
Next, power on the pump itself using the button indicated on its user interface.
Thank you.
Excellent. That's half of the fuel mix taken care of. Now head over to the helium-3 tank outflow valve so we can complete the fuel supply. As before, begin by opening the helium-3 outflow valve.
That one.
And now engage the helium-3 cryo pump. Perfect. All we have to do now is take care of the coolant flow.
Again?
Head over to the helium tank outflow valve.
What the hell's that?
Now open the helium outflow valve.
Yeah.
And finally, power on the helium cryo pump. There we go. The reactor is now being supplied with all the fuel and coolant it needs.
Cool.
Follow the waypoints back to the reactor room, where we have just a few more valves to open.
All right. Wait, map. Oh, look at that. You are here. Ah, brilliant. Okay, so I have to go over here now.
To complete the coolant loop, open the helium inflow valve to start flowing coolant through the magnetic field coils.
Okay.
Now make your way around to the opposite side of the reactor to complete the... First, open the deuterium inflow
Which one's
valve.
that? Okay, so everything that flows in. Okay, that's what we want. So we'll turn that one. Or open it.
And now open the helium-3 inflow
Yep.
valve. Okay, great. Let's head over to the reactor controls and take a look at the coolant display.
Ah, there they are.
As you can see, we now have coolant flowing into the reactor. This has begun the process of cooling down the magnetic field coils, which must reach temperatures below 20 Kelvin in order to become superconductive. Okay, the temperatures look good. You can now power up the field coils.
Cool. So I'm guessing I just press the flashing button?
With a solid vacuum established, the field coils powered up, and fuel flowing into the reactor, you are now free to initiate the fusion reaction.
Oh, this is going to be epic.
Congratulations. You have now successfully started the fusion reactor.
This is cool.
For safety, the reactor automatically starts up at only 10% of its rated power. This means high voltage systems, such as the FTL drive, will be underpowered until you increase the reactor output. Let's resolve that now. Increase the power level to 100% using the indicated controls. You'll notice that you can increase the power beyond 100%, but doing so for an extended period will overheat the reactor, causing damage and forcing an uncontrolled shutdown. Okay, we now need to provide power to the rest of the ship. With the reactor now powering itself, you can go ahead and switch the internal bus mode from startup to supply. Perfect. If we now head around to the opposite side of the reactor output distributor should now be powered up.
I like this. This is brilliant.
This device distributes the reactor's output to the ship's high voltage systems, which are in fact the only systems powered directly by the reactor.
Okay.
The rest of the ship is powered by 48 individual battery arrays, which we now need to begin charging using the reactor's
Holy
output.
crap. Huh.
Go ahead and connect all 5 of the output breakers here.
Oh. It's got the lights on top as well.
Excellent. If you turn to your left, you'll see the 5 high voltage distributors are now coming online. Head over to the main battery distributor.
Which one? Oh, okay, yeah.
This device takes the high voltage reactor feed and distributes it to each of the 8 battery rooms on F deck. Go ahead and connect all 8 output breakers.
And the lights come on at the bottom, and the circuit closes from the circuit diagram. Have a look at that. That is so freaking cool. Yep.
Perfect. The battery arrays should now be charging, but we should perform a visual inspection to make sure. Follow the waypoints on your HUD to port battery room 1.
Ooh, port battery room 1. Where the hell's that? Okay, past the stairs, alright. There's the map. Okay.
The electrical supply on Magellan-class starships is divided into 4 isolated quadrants: forward, aft, port, and starboard. For increased redundancy, each quadrant is powered by 2 physically isolated battery rooms just like this one. Should the battery arrays in one room cease to function for any reason, the arrays in the second room will continue providing power to that particular quadrant.
Makes sense.
Similarly, power to one quadrant can be lost entirely, without impacting the supply to the remaining 3 quadrants. Okay, let's take a look at one of the individual battery arrays. On the left-hand side of the user interface, you have controls for managing the input and output breakers. And in the center, you have controls and information relating to this array's 10 solid-state battery cells. If we did everything correctly, all of the cells should now be slowly charging up. For the next step, we now need to connect each of the 8 battery rooms to the ship's electrical grid. This task will take us into the ship's labyrinth of maintenance tunnels, so be sure to watch your head. Follow the waypoints on your HUD to port battery aggregator 1.
Are we going to head to the Jeffries tubes, are we? Alright, this will be cool. Ooh. I can't see shit. T, torch. There we go.
Each battery room has a corresponding battery aggregator, just like this one. These devices perform load balancing and also combine each room's 6 individual battery arrays into a single high voltage feed. Go ahead and connect the output breaker now. Okay, 1 down and 7 more to go.
Oh.
Next, head over to port battery aggregator 2.
Where the fuck's that? Oh, there it is. Okay, I get it. So 2, 4... Yeah.
As before, connect this aggregator's output breaker. That takes care of the port battery rooms. Let's make our way to the forward quadrant next.
Just guessing we run around. Oh, shift actually works for run. Okay, cool. Alright, is this one meant to be? Doesn't say. Everything looks on. Okay, here we go. So,
go ahead and connect the output breaker.
Bang.
And the same again on forward battery aggregator 2. Okay, onwards to the starboard quadrant.
Off we go for a little run. Ignore the next panels. Oh no. Okay, don't know what that was over there. No, this is not the one we need. That's the one we need coming up.
Same again. Connect the output breaker. And the second starboard aggregator.
I know this is basic here, folks. I really do.
Almost done. Just the
But this is pretty cool for a tutorial. Okay, I don't know what the rest of the game looks like, but this looks freaking awesome so far.
Connect up the first aft aggregator. And finally, the second aft aggregator.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. All 48 of the ship's battery arrays are now connected to the electrical grid. All we have to do now is supply power to the ship's remaining decks, and then perform a few cleanup tasks. We can do most of that from the reactor room, so let's head there now.
Okay, I'm gonna...
Follow the waypoints on your HUD to the forward deck distributor.
Okay. Do you see any? Oh, there we go. 25. That's 16. Reactor room. I'm here, but I have to go through there. Did I buttonize? No, that's the batteries that are being charged. Okay, now I know what those are. I think I kind of have to go this way. Yeah, okay. Okay. Oh, there are stairs. Okay, fair enough. Okay, aha.
Each deck in a given quadrant is fed by a deck distributor, which takes the total electrical load of that quadrant, and then load balances it between the two connected battery aggregators.
Okay, so what do?
Go ahead and connect the output breakers for all 7 decks in this quadrant.
It sounds like an actual electrical panel.
Okay, now head over to the starboard deck distributor and do the same.
Okay, that one over there. Alright. This is cool. I really like it. I haven't fallen through the floor once.
And now the aft deck distributor.
Okay.
And finally, the port deck distributor. Perfect. All quadrants on every deck now have power available from the ship's main battery arrays. You'll notice, however, that the ship is still under emergency lighting conditions, because F and G decks are still using the start capacitor's supply. To resolve this, we simply have to switch the 4 quadrant distributors on F and G decks over to the main battery feed.
What is that?
Head over to the G deck forward quadrant distributor. Each deck has 4 of these devices, 1 for each quadrant. They are fed by the corresponding deck distributor. Go ahead and switch this quadrant over to the main battery feed. That's better. Now we can really see what we're doing. Now head over to the starboard quadrant distributor and do the same.
This is cool.
And now the aft quadrant distributor.
Okay.
And finally, the port quadrant distributor. That's G deck taken care of. Let's do the same.
Oh, you're
for
shitting
F
me.
deck.
You have to go upstairs.
Head upstairs to the F deck forward quadrant distributor.
Wow. It's a lot of switches.
As before,
yeah.
switch this device over to the main battery feed. And now the same on the starboard quadrant distributor. And again on the aft quadrant distributor. And finally, the port quadrant distributor.
Oh, this is cool. Thank you.
Well done. That's the main objectives of the cold start procedure complete. But we have one final bonus task to perform. Follow the waypoints on your HUD up to the bridge, and we'll make the ship flight ready.
Flight ready, huh? Okay. F deck. Have to go up the stairs. Okay. It's the lower deck. Is that just a turbo lift? With no panels. Ah, okay. We have to go up the stairs. Ah, this is brilliant. Turbo lift I would have preferred, but okay, here we go. What the hell was that? Was that a bridge or something else? This looks like the 890 jump. Kind of. It's not really, but this is awesome. Okay, why is the bridge blacked out? Torch on?
The lights and bridge systems are still turned off, so let's bring everything online.
You'd think they would.
Head over to the A-deck distributor in the engineering alcove.
This way? Nope. That way. Oh, okay, well, 50-50.
Now go ahead and turn on the bridge
Turn that
lighting.
one on.
And now power up the bridge systems. Okay, there we go. You have successfully started the fusion reactor, routed power to all of the ship's decks, and brought the bridge online into a flight-ready state. This concludes the Magellan-class cold start training module. Good luck, and I hope you'll join me again in future training modules.
That's brilliant. I've forgotten everything, but that's brilliant. This is so cool. 21 minutes to actually... Oh, look at that. That's the helm, obviously. It has to be. Star map. That's where I am in relation to the galaxy. It's the chair. You know I'm going to sit in the captain's chair. Oh, you can spin it. Oh, look at that. Work in progress with a post-it note. I love it. Can we actually do anything here at helm? Apparently you can. Okay. I need to do the navigation tutorial as well, don't I? Can I move anything now? I'm just going. Oh, okay. W. Okay. W is not forward in this game. It's okay. Left and right is still left and right, and up and down is W and S. Okay. So then I'm guessing I have to give it a bit of propulsion. How the hell do I do that? Let's find out in the next episode, eh, folks? That was brilliant.